Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of the day it is for you. My name is Steve, aka Bronx and Shy 13, aka Neutral Bronx, and this is the Lost Full Podcast episode number 3. I'm accompanied by.
Matt, aka Nerd Nag. What up? Nice to be back. Little bit past the Friday deadline, but we'll be
Yeah, a little,
alright.
little bit past, little bit
We'll,
past.
we'll be alright.
So to start it off, let's just start off with our Lost Full Moment of the Week.
Let's go. I'll go first. My last full moment of the week is USA v Venezuela. We're up. What was it? 5-1.
Yep, 5-1.
Yeah, we're up 5-1. We put in a new pitcher. We're feeling good. We're like, there's no way we can mess this up, and then we just gave up 5 runs. It's a few walks, a few hits, a lot of just plays that like shouldn't have been there in the first place. And I think it was just kind of a collapse. We'll get to the ending of that game later on, but at that exact moment in time, especially in the quarterfinals, win or go home game, didn't feel didn't feel too good watching from the couch.
No, not at all. A bit of a scare, right?
Yeah, yeah.
All right. So my lost full moment of the week, and I just kind of thought about this for a little bit. And you know what? At the time, I was extremely angry at Poles and the Bears front office. But at the time, they traded away Roquan Smith. I thought that we had lost full. That was it. I mean, it basically was it, right? We ended up tanking the
Well,
rest
we
of the
well we
year.
accept yeah we accepted the tank, I guess.
We accepted the tank, and I felt like at the time we probably could have got a better return. We only ended up with, I think, a second round pick, and we'll see. I don't know. Time will only tell. But at the time, I lost full with that front office. And that is my lost full moment of the week. Moving on, we're going to go and flip the script this week. We're going to start on the sports side of the podcast and then move over to the Call of Duty
Yes.
side.
Seeing how it
Uh,
is an off week for the CDL, the one
yes.
week break in between majors. So
Yes. You want to start off with baseball?
let's start off with football because there's a
All right, we'll start off
lot
with
lot more
football.
new stuff, and I know you're eager to get into the
I
football.
am eager to get into the football realm and the football world, especially with my Chicago Bears, who made an incredible number of moves. And speaking of the the previously mentioned Roquan Smith, who ended up, I think, with a contract of over $100 million. We were able to turn that in 100 million into two linebackers. Um, we get out of the Philadelphia Eagles linebacker T.J. Edwards, which apparently is a homegrown kid, which I didn't know. From what I read, he uh, tailgated in a Devin Hester jersey. He waited over an hour to meet Brian Urlacher, and he idolized Lance Briggs growing up. It's a homecoming for T.J. Edwards, who was obviously one of the best linebackers last year, and I think it was pretty much a bargain. They got him 3 years, 19.5 million with 7.9 guaranteed. He was rated 84.8 from Pro Football Focus, which I believe is a pretty high number. But it's unsure what position he's going to play. Right? They don't know if he's going to be the Mike or he's going to be the Will. They don't know which one in the defense he's going to fit in. But the other one, the one that I'm most excited for, is they sign out of the Buffalo Bills organization, Tremaine Edmonds. I mean, we're talking about a all pro caliber type linebacker. I'm not sure if he's actually an all pro, but I know he can be. He's young too. He's only 24
Mhm.
years old. They got him 4 years, 72 million, with 50 of that being guaranteed. Um, I think that, to be honest, that's it. He was probably the highest name on the list as far as linebackers are concerned. Once again, it's unsure whether he's going to be the Mike or the Will, but we shall see. Moving on, they stayed busy for week one. They signed a guard out of Tennessee, Nate Davis, who primarily played guard. They signed him for 3 years, $30 million, 19.25 guaranteed. And he primarily played, I think it's right guard, but they're going to move him over to left guard because apparently, from what I've read and what I've heard, is that they're going to move Cody Whitehair back to his natural position at center. Um, and to be honest, our line is shaping up pretty well. The one name that actually got plucked from the NFL free agency buzz was Orlando Brown. I was a little bit disappointed. I figured they could have thrown him in. He would have been a perfect left tackle. Then you would have had experience to blend with those young guys on that line because we do have young guys in Tevin Jenkins and Borum, and I already forgot what the other guy's name is. But our outside tackles are young. They were rookies last year. Tevin Jenkins was the first full healthy season this past year. And you got Cody Whitehair leading the charge up the middle, and you have Nate Davis. So, I mean, Nate Davis's suits are he's an elite run blocker. You think about the Tennessee Titans run offense. A lot of that is Derrick Henry motoring over people, but you need blockers in order to run,
Yeah.
right?
Uh-huh.
Um, Once again, they keep it busy. Apparently, he's an above-average pass blocker,
Yeah.
but majority
Yeah.
run blocker. We have the number one rush attack. We're coming away with a lot of that was Justin Fields, but to say the least,
Yeah.
we do have the number one run offense in the league. Keeping it
Yeah.
moving, we move over to the defensive side of the ball again. We signed defensive lineman DeMarcus Walker from Tennessee, 3 years, 21 million with 15.65 being guaranteed. I mean, look, our pass rush was horrendous. This guy's bringing in 7 sacks from last year, which is more than all of our front four combined. Take that in.
That's crazy.
We
Considering
are
what,
bringing,
Watt had what, 19 and a half on his
yeah.
own. So our front not even getting 7 is ooh, it's rough.
Yep. So he's coming off the edge, which is fantastic because I think it'll help Travis Gibson on the other edge. So hopefully it is an upgrade. I'm not. Hopefully it's an upgrade. It is 100% upgrade. We re-signed our fullback. I don't think we really need to talk about that. It was 2 years, 3.5 million, 1.9 guaranteed. I mean, he knows the offense, and I really do enjoy having a fullback in the offense.
Yeah.
We re-signed Patrick Scales, our long snapper. I mean, the guy's been around. It's going to be another year with him. I mean, honestly, are special teamers that important? I don't know. Continuity maybe between the punter and
Maybe it's
all right. Moving on, we signed kept keeping it busy, man. There was a lot of moves by the Bears, and I don't know if you
yeah.
can see it on my face, but I'm glowing. I'm glowing.
Every time I got
Uh,
a Sports Center notification, I was like, "Oh, there you go. There's another one." ESPN.
there- there's another one. Well, they signed from the Seattle Seahawks running back Travis Homer. To be honest with you, I didn't know who the hell he was. I'm not going to sugarcoat that. I had no idea who the guy was.
Yeah.
But they signed him 2 years, 4 million, 1.75 guaranteed. I was looking through like sort of who the hell this guy was, where he came from, whatever. Um, Primarily was a special teams player. So I mean, I guess he's good out of the backfield as far as receiving. Maybe they're going to take the kickoff return duties away from Khalil Herbert now that he's basically our number one, and
Well, I was
give it
gonna
to
say that was
to this.
as a Bears fan, how are or as a kid, excuse me, Bears fan, how you feel about the losing Montgomery? Is that or
It did, but I'll get back to that. I'll get back to that. All right, we'll talk about that at the end. Some of the pieces that we're probably going to lose. But yeah, he only ran for 74 yards last year. Homer did. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know. They signed out of the Carolina Panthers organization, Mr. PJ Walker, which is primarily a backup. I mean, I think it's a good backup. It's a similar play style. Obviously, not as talented as Justin Fields. but it's sort of he's sort of a similar style. He likes to use his legs a lot. Doesn't have quite the arm that Justin has, or the pedigree. The Bears released Trevor Simeon, obviously to clear up the space for PJ Walker. They only signed PJ Walker for 2 years, $5 million max, and they saved almost $2 million by cutting Trevor Simeon. So that's good. Moving on, we're still going. The Bears signed defensive tackle Andrew Billings, who once again will fill in on that defensive line. He's more of a up the middle big guy who will stuff the run because our run defense is atrocious. Our defense in general is atrocious. This is a 1 year prove it deal, 1 year 3.5 with 2.4 of that being guaranteed. Basically, that's what his job is. He's going to plug holes and he's basically going to be there to stop the run. We signed out of our rival, tight end Robert Tunyon. Um, they haven't released his contract details, so I don't know exactly what he signed for. But he signed another 1 year to prove a deal. I mean, he's been in the league, I think, 11 years, all with Green Bay. So he's familiar with the Getsy offense, how they how they ran things up north, and so we'll see. We'll see. I think he's going to complement Cole Komet, and he's going to be help in some of those packages. Maybe pull Cole off the field so he doesn't have to quite run block as often, and maybe just throw Tunyon in there for him. Or when they go to double tight ends for run formations, he'll help. We signed another running back. This one I'm actually kind of excited about. They signed Dante Foreman. He's an explosive running back out of Carolina who basically had to ride the pine behind Christian McCaffrey. But he had an incredible season on a team that was horrible, if not one of the worst run offenses in the league, and he still found a way to carry the ball for 917 yards in only 9 starts. He only started 9 times. So to me, that's incredible. Five games over 100 yards rushing, and to be honest, it could be a good 1-2 punch. Him and Khalil Herbert. This guy's explosive. They got him at relatively cheap, and I think honestly, to to me, this is another. I like these little 1 year prove it deals. I mean, if we have to get rid of him at next year because he has another great, outstanding year like he had this past year, so be it. At least we got our use out of him, right? Um,
Hmm.
I'm excited. I'm excited to see those two out of the backfield. Like you said before, David Montgomery, it stung. I was upset because I had said on the previous
Hmm.
podcast I wanted him re-signed. Right, I wanted him to continue to wear
Yeah.
a Bears jersey because, like I said before, he is a workhorse, and you can hand him the ball 30 plus times a game if you need to, and he will continue to rip off chunks. What I'm not excited about is that they're letting him uh, go to a team that's in our division. Not that they had
Yeah.
any say in that, right? But they signed him to big money. I think it was like 21 million with like 15 or 16 guaranteed, some high number that I don't think the Bears valued him at. And running back, honestly, that position is probably the shortest lifespan in the NFL in total because of the abuse and the beating that they take. So I get why they didn't want to pay him that. Um, and I mean, I don't have that much faith in Ryan Poles and his drafting of running backs because they're already cutting loose Tristan Ebner, who they drafted last year.
Hmm.
Granted, he was, I think, either a sixth or a seventh round pick, which is basically an irrelevant pick and is fighting to make the team. But at the end of the day, he still drafted him and he's letting him go and signing two other running backs this year, one of which will primarily use special teams. But I'm excited to
Yeah.
see. This is only wave one of free agency. There's my, I think they've already talked about trading away from the number 9 as well. I don't know if they value the tackles and the offensive linemen as high as the ones that they already have, but I think that might be a mistake. I think one of the two that are on the board in Paris Johnson or Skoronsky from Northwestern. I think one of those two is
Mhm.
going to be pretty good. I guess from what I was reading, the knocks on Skoronsky from Northwestern was his measurables. Apparently, his arms are short and his wingspan is
Uh,
small. And obviously, the hands and the arms are important in the offensive line position. Not to say that, I mean, if you just look up the guy's stats, I think he's only allowed 1 or 2 sacks in I don't know if he's been a 4 year, 3 or 4 years on Northwestern. So with it's in the Big Ten. It's not like they're playing bad teams, right? It's not the SEC,
yeah.
but still the Big Ten. And I don't
Mhm.
know. I don't know. I don't know if he will fall that far. From what I hearing, is his draft stock is actually falling, and Paris Johnson, the other guy from Ohio State, is rising. So we'll see on draft day if either one of them are available, or if the Bears make some sort of deal again to trade down because they think maybe they do like Soronsky and they think he's going to fall even more, and they don't want to pay him top 10 money. So we'll see. I don't know. I don't know what he's going to do. I like his bag of tricks though. The guy's got some up his sleeve.
Yeah.
Some other holes that I mean they got a few more holes to fill. I'm surprised they didn't go out and try and get another corner, a top corner. Darius Slay ended up staying in Philly. Cameron Sutton ended up signing with the Lions, I think. So there's a couple names off the board. Excuse me. Buffalo traded away Stephon Gilmore. I think he was on Buffalo. Stephon Gilmore was available for like a fourth round pick apparently, and he got shipped away. I'm not sure where he went, but there were some big names at corner at the
Yeah.
cornerback position that were moved around this offseason that I was hoping the Bears would pick up. But we'll see. You'll never know on draft night. That's when a lot of players get moved as well.
Yeah.
Some of the aging veterans get moved for a third, fourth, fifth round pick. So we'll see. But I don't know. I'm excited for the year. Apparently, DJ Moore has already been seen in Chicago with Justin Fields and some of his other
Well,
teammates at the Bulls game, which can be a perfect transition to our next sport. Unless you have
yes,
anything to say about the
basketball.
Bears.
No, my only comment was Baker the Tampa Bay or Aaron Rodgers. Those are the
Oh,
only
shoot,
two
yeah.
big stories that are going.
Oh,
So
there
go
it is.
see Rodgers.
There it is. I did. I am so happy. I
Oh, that's
and
finally out of the yeah.
what is it? 12 years
It's
he's been
Joe.
a
It's Joe. It's Joe. I'll say this: there's two things you should know. One, I believe he's 20, maybe like 24-3, I think, against the Bears. And before Rodgers was drafted, the Bears were leading the Bears Packers rivalry. We are now
this
losing
year.
the Bears
Yeah, this
Packers
year.
rivalry.
This
So,
year it was tied and it
um,
was broken the Packers' way this year.
um,
That's all gonna
so
change because I think Jordan Love stinks.
no, he sucks. No, he sucks.
I think he stinks, and Packers are making a mistake. But
Well,
so he's already
as I've seen all over the place, though, basically exactly what happened last year. Rodgers is holding them hostage. I don't know if you
see, but I
saw
don't. But
Rodgers.
I
Sorry,
I listened to the podcast. Have you heard
Pat
what's his
McAfee.
name's podcast?
Pat
Yes.
McAfee.
Did you hear his
Yeah.
side of the
He
story?
goes, no, yeah. I watched it
So
actually because I saw a clip of it when he was like, he went to Pat McAfee and he's like, "Oh, those guys are all great." He's like, "But they don't know shit about me. They don't think about me." And he's talking about. No, yeah, I did watch it though.
apparently he took like a week sabbatical, turned his phone off, and went into a dark place
You're
or
talking about
whatever
the
he calls it.
dark room? I knew about
Yeah.
that when it happened. I saw a video of
Apparently he went 5
it's the
days.
craziest thing. It's a room, like, carved into the side of a wall, no windows, like, minimal lighting. It's the craziest thing I've ever.
5 days?
Yeah, and then his comment on it was like, "Most people wait for life to bring darkness to them. I'm just gonna go into the dark." I don't know, some Batman type
Yeah.
shit going on with it. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, but so apparently they said like at the end at the end of the year he said he felt like they didn't want him back. However, he was still assuming that he would be back this year, and then he gets a text or a phone call from his agent or somebody after he had spent the 5 days in the dark room and was like yeah, the Packers just
Light.
they're 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 sharp. They're shopping you around, and these are the teams that are interested, and you have your choice. And he said, "I want to be a New York Jet.
Well, it's weird. The strange
Get
thing
him
is,
into
like,
the
a
AFC.
week ago a
Get him
week
into
ago,
the
I
AFC."
saw yeah, a week ago, I saw Aaron Rodgers. is a done deal to the Jets, and we still haven't heard any definitive words. So I'm wondering if
Well,
it's a
they're
few things they're working
it's
out,
probably
or like,
minute details.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't know if they're haggling over contract, who's gonna assume what.
Well,
I don't
apparently
know if
there's like
it's
a specific
some
list of
sort of
people Rodgers
compensation.
wants them to target. I think.
Mm,
I don't know
well,
if
they
you
already
saw
picked up
that.
Allen Lazard. No, I didn't see
Yeah,
that.
yeah, that was one of them. That was one of them. He just had like a list of receivers. I think one back maybe that he wanted them to pick up for him to go there. But I don't know. He doesn't have a trade
Mm,
clause, does he?
I'm pretty sure he does.
Huh?
I'm pretty
He
sure he
would
does. I'm pretty
actually.
sure he
That
has to okay.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways,
So
speaking of the
that's
Chicago
the
Bulls,
NFL. Move
yes.
on.
With all respect to
Yes,
the
moving on to the
Bulls,
Bulls.
we suck.
They stink.
So we're gonna go over March Madness real quick, unless you had something over March Madness yourself.
No, no, that's
Okay.
you. If you want to talk about, I'm
Yeah.
what a tournament is all I can say.
Holy chalked. My bracket is chalked. Friday night, Friday afternoon, there was 29 perfect brackets left. A nap. Friday night, there were 0. Let's just start
Zero.
at the start of the tournament. Start of the tournament, Virginia. West Virginia. They were winning for most of the game. Maryland was able to pull out in the end. Whatever. Furman, Virginia. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was in math class. When this happened. I don't know. I don't know if you
The,
saw the ending of this
I
game,
saw the
but
play.
wow, wow,
I saw the play.
wow.
Look, l- uh, I, you are a Division One NCAA basketball player. Now he is a kid, right? They're 18, 19, 20, 21 years old. Um, in that situation, I know as you're falling out of bounds, you cannot call a timeout. But
Mhm.
I didn't think he was that far into falling out of bounds where they still had
Wow.
timeouts. Maybe he didn't know
Not
they
only
had
that,
timeouts, but to just then chuck it,
yeah.
why not just
Okay.
whip it as hard as you
Like
can off of
I
the Furman's
exactly.
defender?
Throw it at the defender.
You have
Even
you
even take it out of bounds there. It's better to get it out of bounds and know where it is than to just chuck it up with 5 seconds left. Nah, it wasn't even right. Like I'm saying, I would rather know I have the ball out right there on the sideline than
yeah,
to just chuck it away and you leave it a 3 pointer from the arc, and it's just it was great shot, good composure, very typical shot,
incredible,
typical shot. But
incredible.
no,
Actually,
that's
this could have been a lost full moment of the week.
very true. Very true actually.
Yeah, that
But
could have been a lost
there's
full
no
moment of the week.
unfortunately there's no regain for Virginia. Uh 1-4 in their last first round matchups.
Yeah, they were the
Second
last.
time they're we'll get to 16 seeds versus 1 seeds, but
They were the first one to
yeah.
lose one.
Yeah. So the next few games are kind of just whatever. Utah, Missouri, how is this 16v1 seed? I don't know if you saw the vice president actually talked to Howard after their loss to Kansas. They get smoked by 20 points, and
Did
she was
anybody
talking to them.
not
And just
expect that though?
people were what did you say?
Did anybody not expect that though?
No, but I'm saying, oh, 100% the blowout. No, but people were just trolling in the comments. I'm not so sure if I would want to talk to the vice president after I lost by 20
No.
points either. But Texas A&M, Alabama, another 116. Not surprised. San Diego, Charleston, a little bit closer,
Mhm.
but San Diego still pulled it out. Princeton,
Mhm.
Arizona. The Virginia
Lovely.
Furman wasn't terrible, but the Princeton, Arizona destroyed my bracket. I'll tell you right now where I had Arizona. What did I have them going? I had them going all the
You
way
had
to
them in
my
the
Elite
Final Four?
Eight. I had them in my Elite
Elite
Eight. I
Eight.
had them losing to
Oof.
Bama in the Elite Eight. We'll get to Marquette
Oof.
later on, but I'm already missing one of my Final Four in Marquette. I have Marquette, Bama, Houston, and Gonzaga. Hopefully, Gonzaga can pull it out. But yeah, that was rough. That was a rough one. But to be honest, I think it was basically a classic story that you see a lot more in sports like college sports or high schools where teams tend to underestimate right teams just because they're in a lower bracket or they haven't as hard of a schedule.
Mhm.
And I think Princeton just kind of out hearted Arizona in this game in the sense that I felt like they wanted it more. They came out right and they thought that that they could win, and Arizona was like, "No way, they're 15 seed, right?" And I think they just
Yeah.
they got out composure. Illinois, Arkansas didn't watch this game. Wins. I chose Illinois because they're Illinois. Auburn,
Yeah.
Iowa, another close game. What? Any comments on the Illinois game?
That was a good game. That was actually a good game to watch, the Auburn Iowa game. I watched most of that game. Um, I thought
Comments?
Iowa was gonna win. I thought Iowa was gonna win, but they didn't. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. Well, was that what game was it? Was that the game where they had like a? Did Iowa have like a 15-point lead? Yeah. There was one
I
of these
don't
games
know.
where there was one of the games where one of the underdogs had like a big lead and they brought it back. Hold up, maybe it was one of the Friday games. Hold up, let's just go over the last few games. Houston, Kentucky, Northern Kentucky, they lose. UNC versus UCLA. UCLA smokes them almost by over 30 points. Penn State, Texas A&M. Penn State smokes Texas A&M. Western beats Boise State and wins their game by a wide margin. These matches,
Points.
Xavier, that's what it was.
You missed Friday. You
Xavier,
missed. You missed
I missed.
a Duke Oral Roberts game.
My bad. Duke or Roberts. There you go. I had a few friends that were like
And
Oral Roberts.
the only reason I say that is because Oral Roberts was in my conference when I played baseball at Western, and I cannot stand them because they won conference all 4 years I was there. I personally hate that
Were they
school,
good?
Oral Roberts. So yes, they were very good.
Oh,
Every year
Tennessee.
NCAA tournament
Tennessee
for
beats
baseball.
Louisiana. Another close 5-13 upset right there. Close, but not a 5-13. Um, UNC, Michigan State. Michigan State slightly couple, but 10 points. You know, anything can happen. It was Xavier. Xavier was losing by 15 with like 5 left in the second. I don't know how they pulled it off. Crazy. No idea. And it was I'll tell you what was going on that it made me mad was it was we had a thing at school that we had to go to, and I swear to God they shut off the Wi-Fi. They shut off the Wi-Fi to make sure we were
So you
watching.
can-
And I had to hotspot it from my phone. I hotspotted it, and my Wi-Fi went out right at the end of the game, but it was super close. I had Xavier in my
Mhm.
bracket, so good to see them win. But super entertaining, super close game. Baylor wins by St. Mary's wins by 10. Marquette smokes Vermont. I mean, we're talking about Marquette, a team that we'll get on to what happens to them later on. But really, I had high hopes for this team. I have family that goes to Marquette, so kind of biased. But at the time, we're talking about a two seed Princeton.
Yep.
But no,
Mm.
saw that Pitt versus Iowa State. Pitt has the upset. Although I don't know how big of an upset it was. I'm trying to see if I can go to the
The six
statistics here
seed,
on this.
11 seed. They won by
Well,
18.
but still, like, okay, so something interesting I found with I don't know how
Pitt, Pitt,
exactly.
Pitt was a play-in game.
Yeah, but I don't know how exactly they do it, but like, it's weird, right? Marquette's like the 13th overall ranked team, but they're
Hmm.
a two seed, right? Like the seeds, while they're super important still for understanding how they did throughout the year, in the inner tournament workings, I Gonzaga was ranked higher than what do you call it? Marquette. But it just so happened that Gonzaga is in a bracket with who is their one seed? Kansas. So like I don't know. Yeah.
But
NC State versus
Creighton,
Creighton. There you go.
Creighton,
Creighton wins. Yeah.
Dougie McBuckets, Doug McDermott, former Chicago Bull. His
There you
dad's the
go.
coach of that team. Pretty sure his
UConn
that's where it's
smokes
right.
Iona.
Iona. Yep, Iona gets
Yeah.
smoked. Here,
Now
the upset
we have
of the
the
tournament.
let's go. I would. This is the game that destroyed everyone's bracket.
Majority
Before
yes.
before this game, there's 29. After this game, there was 0. And I don't know if you saw the video. I definitely saw it. The FDU coach, D1, D2 coach for over 20 years, comes in his first year with FDU, and he was in the locker room with them, and he was like, "The more I want to do, the more I know we can beat them." And
Mhm.
honestly, I right like he made a comment in a later press conference like, now that
I
we're
hope
moving on,
Purdue sees this.
I need to not only that, but he said I need to wash my clothes because he said I didn't bring that many clothes. He goes because you could be hopeful, but there's only so much hope. And I think really just a great game from FDU. And I think that really proves once again it's the issue of Purdue comes in and they're like, wow, 16 seed, you know, not a joke, but kind of right. And you just see a team that
Fairleigh Dickinson.
yeah,
I never
just
even heard of the school.
neither had I. And it's a crazy and the craziest part is it's like those 15 minutes of fame because as we saw with one of the other big ups now, they end up losing in the
Princeton?
second. Furman loses in the second. No, Princeton happens to
Or-
win their second round game,
Yes, you're right.
as a matter of fact. But, so Princeton moves on to what, Sweet 16, yeah.
Yes.
So no, so yeah, that basically kind of set the tone for this tournament. It kind of reinstated the fact that it is in fact anyone's tournament, right? We could sit here and
Yep.
say one seeds are going to be all in the final four, and then may the best man win. But like, it's really
But
always
that's not.
anyone's tournament.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Moving
probably
on, Kentucky beats Providence. I actually wanted Providence to win, and for selfish reasons. Not really selfish reasons, but there was a Chicago area native on Pravi's roster. You know who it is?
nope.
You should know. He played against our boys, our high school boys. It's
Oh, the
Fenwick
dude from yeah.
Bryce Hopkins.
Well, there's actually a dude I can't think of his name. He went to Glenbard West. Two of them were in this tournament. One of them plays
Is on
for Princeton.
Gonzaga.
The other one's on
One of them
Princeton.
plays. Yeah.
And he hit the game tying or go ahead free throws towards the end of Princeton's
But
big upset. That's it's really crazy to see. Just all world type thing. But that's
it's
really
funny
cool. Good for
because
that.
the Providence mascot is a Friar, and Fenwick's mascot is a Friar. But he was a Kentucky Wildcat that transferred over this year to Providence. So it's kind of kind of cool.
Isn't that
I
isn't
kind of wanted
that
him to win. Bryce Hopkins. Yeah, I wanted him to win. He went from
fantastic?
Kentucky to Providence and wanted Providence to do it. But anyways, Gonzaga beats Grand Canyon. Gonzaga beats Grand
Whatever.
Canyon. I don't think anybody's gonna
Yeah,
yeah.
kind of a nobody matchup there. Drake versus
Yep.
Miami. One of my friends who's kind of into college basketball made a decent point that I kind of looked into. It made sense. It's just kind of like asking the met of basketball from just mid-range shots to the deep ball, or the idea of, I guess one thing I really like about, I guess, all college sports, you could say, is it's the most purely played form of the game on the planet, in my
Mhm.
opinion, right? Because you're not only talking about players who have the passion that are in
Yeah.
these high athletic conditions, they're also playing for their future. So they genuinely have something behind it, right? No
Mhm.
offense to
Mhm.
like Bryce Harper or Fernando Tatis or Manny Machado, but if those go 0 for 4, they still go home with $300 million. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Mhm.
Um, college baseball player goes 0 for 4, that doesn't look great, but that's what I'm getting at. And that's why I really
Mhm.
love, the way these kind of tournaments are played. But what I was getting at is Miami has a lot of veteran guards, and they have like an older team in tournament standards. And I'm interested to see how deep this team can go in the tournament. I'll tell you how far I
Yeah.
have them going right now. I have them losing to Houston um, in the next round
That's
after they in the scene. But I mean, that's the
mhm.
best team in the tournament going up against Miami. I'd be interested to see if they could win, but I really, I'm interested to see how far a veteran team like that can go in this tournament. I don't really know.
Mhm.
FAU versus Memphis, 8-9 matchup. Didn't watch this game. 1 point game.
No,
Did you watch? I don't.
not at
Um,
all.
so for all
Not
you
interested.
college basketball fans at home, yeah, sorry if this is the most exciting game of the tournament, but we missed it.
Yeah, we didn't watch that. Didn't watch the K State
Montana,
game either.
yeah, but it's a kind of a landslide. Arizona loses to TCU by 2 points.
Yep.
Did we watch?
No, no, no. I
Uh,
watched the Indiana game.
Um, kind of another
Indiana, Kent
big
State.
10-point win. Yeah. Moving on. Those are kind of like the mid bracket games there. Like we said
Yep.
before, Furman plays their second game, and I don't know how they're beating Virginia, but then losing by 23 points to San Diego. Uh,
I
I
don't
don't,
know. Mm. This I watched the Duke Tennessee game. That was an exciting game.
Same. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I predicted Duke to win this matchup back
I wanted Duke
before
to
the
win it.
tournament, but don't really know. Yeah. Unfortunate for Duke,
Love
I guess. I don't know. I watched the game, but unfortunate. Arkansas, Kansas.
loved
As
every minute of
one
that.
seed, another one seed bites the dust with two out of the
That was
of the
such an
original.
exciting game. That was back and forth. I think Kansas had a decent sized lead, maybe 11 at one point.
Hmm.
I think they had an 11-point lead and they end up losing this game. I'm waiting for the excuse to come out that Bill Self wasn't there, and that was part of the reason. But I don't
Yeah.
know. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll
Next
see.
game, Princeton with another huge win, just kind of keeping
That
that
was a
ball
good game
rolling.
too.
I don't know why. I
Yep.
mean, maybe it's just a conditional type thing that they're playing so right now. Maybe it's the fact that they're in the Ivy. That maybe it's because they is that I don't know. I'm gonna sound like an idiot here, but that's a college basketball thing. I don't know. They still play in those conferences, right?
Yeah.
Like for college basketball, so like they're playing like
Yes.
they're playing Yale and Harvard. They're playing Louis Lesmond over
Yes.
there.
Yeah. Yeah. They're playing Louis Leslie.
The 2.2 point Harvard Demon. So yeah, so I don't know if it's maybe because they have strength of schedule issues that because just strength of schedule have any influence on standings, yeah, the rankings and
A
whatnot.
hundred. Why they're the 15 seed? Yeah, absolutely. I think
Yeah,
the,
it's got to be a
the
strength of
and
schedule thing as well.
and well, yeah. If you think about it, whoever finished second, I mean, there's second, third, fourth place finishers in some of these conferences that make the tournament.
Mhm.
Not every one of
Well,
these teams
what
is in their
was
conference.
FDU? Do you know the story about how they made it?
Fairleigh Dickinson, no, they won
They
their conference. Didn't they?
actually no, they lost their conference championship. But the team that they played against was a transfer school from D2 to D1. And I thought about this. This makes no sense. The NCAA has a rule that a school that goes D2 to D1 must wait 4 years before participating in a tournament,
And then
in the
really,
national tournament. Yeah. And they
who?
won, but on a technicality, they were able to get in. Hold up.
That's horrendous. I
Like
like.
that rule either.
How does that make any sense? That
Mm,
doesn't make any sense to me. So that literally the only reason that Fairleigh Dickinson was in the tournament was because of a technicality, because of a
yes.
rule
Hold
that the NCAA has in place.
Yes. Hold up.
So what about if a team goes backwards from Division One to Division Two? Are they allowed to play in the Division Two national championships?
Don't look at me. I just keep saying this because it's the biggest upset of the year. Yeah. Um, However,
That's
nice to
crazy.
not win the NEC tournament and lost to Merrimack by 1 point. Merrimack, however, could not compete in the Big Dance because of the NCAA rules that bans a program from the postseason where until it completes its 4-year transition from D2. So maybe it's a thing where
Interesting.
they stack the roster and then they think they're gonna get an easy conference. I don't know. To be honest, I have literally no idea. But the 4 years might be so they flush everyone out. Don't look at me. I don't know. But
I
that's
have no idea.
crazy. I don't like that rule. I think that rule is stupid.
Yeah, I
Auburn,
agree.
Houston. We kind of see the best team in the tournament doing best team in the tournament things right here, just kind of smoking Auburn, Penn State, Texas. Any surprises here? No. 210.
It was a lot closer than
Northwestern.
that.
Yeah.
That was
Northwestern.
Northwestern UCLA game was an exciting
Yeah,
game to watch.
yeah. Northwestern failed
Uh, they
to make it
trailed.
out of the second round.
They
Yeah.
trailed most of the game, so they played with their backs against the wall. But they made it competitive. I
It's
know
still
at one
a
point
valiant
it was
effort
down
from the
to
boys.
schools.
No, valiant effort. Very valiant, yeah.
Let me
Maryland,
see.
Alabama, another one seed matchup type
I,
thing.
I thought this game would have been closer, to be honest with you. Maryland coming out of the Big Ten just didn't have any fight in them in this game, and it was
Yeah,
atrocious to watch.
yeah.
I think I turned it off at halftime.
hmm Kind of a team that like it's basically the exact opposite of what we've been talking about this whole time, right? A team that kind of comes out a little slow and flustered because they're like, this
Mhm.
team is better than us, and in this competitive of a tournament with these type of teams, you can't do that and expect to make any sort of comeback if you're going to come out of the gate like that.
Right.
Um, Xavier Pitt. This is Sunday's games, by the way. Xavier Pitt.
Mhm.
Xavier wins.
Mhm.
Kentucky, Kansas State. I don't know. To be honest, didn't watch any of these games. Had a
I
class
watched
this afternoon.
Xavier Pitt,
Yeah.
and then I took a nap. I actually took a nap in the end of the second half of the game, so I
Mhm.
didn't even know any of these results.
Uh,
Wait,
Michigan State, Marquette. I was upset, man. Marquette was in my fucking. They were in my Final Four, and they lose here second round to Michigan State by 9 points. It's unfortunate. I don't know what happened. I don't know if they had a breakdown. They have no heart. If they're too high rated or whatever. Don't even want to talk.
I didn't watch it. I thought they were going to go deep. I thought it was going to be another Dwayne Wade esque run for the
Yeah.
for Marquette. I don't even know what their mascot is. What's their mascot?
No, Golden Eagles.
Golden Eagles.
Only know that because my brother goes to school there. Oh yeah.
Ah,
St. Mary's versus
wow.
UConn. 5-4 matchup. Surprised. It's a what? 15-point win.
Yeah, 15-point game.
Creighton versus Baylor.
I wish I
Creighton
would have
kind of
watched this game, to be honest
yeah,
with you.
kind of looks like it was a good one.
Creighton coming out on top.
Yeah.
Wow. And I guess I got to pay more attention to this. I will definitely be paying more attention to the Sweet 16 for our
Oh, 100%. Well,
midweek
and
episode.
for all you at home, we feel your pain in the sense that there's a lot of games going on at a lot of times, and
And a lot of
it's
the
kind of
games
hard to
going on
keep
while
up
people are busy.
at 9 p.m. at night. I guess after
It's
FIU.
FAU, FDU.
FDU. No, as stated,
Who's
the last underdog still standing is Princeton.
who
Hate to
was
say,
the
hate to say, I didn't see this coming, but I definitely saw this coming.
16 seed that won it? Was it George
Virginia,
Mason? Yeah,
that beat Virginia.
yeah.
I don't know. I was just reading something about it today too, so I should know. Miami, Indiana, just what I was talking about, 85-69, a team that has some veteran presence. I really do think they can go a
Oh,
long way.
UMBC beat Virginia.
I literally just watched the video too. I knew that. University of
UMBC.
Maryland,
How far did they
whatever.
go?
I think they lost the next round.
Did they? Oh, all right. I thought maybe they made it a little bit further. Was I thinking about George Mason? That was like a years ago. But I don't think
Mhm.
they were six. They weren't a 16.
Game for this weekend, TC versus Gonzaga got a little scary at the end, considering that's another one of my Final Four teams. But they were able to pull it out for me. So bless up Gonzaga. That kind of wraps
Nice.
up March Madness for us. I don't know if you have any
Well,
Bulls news.
no. I don't want to move on yet. I want us to predict our sweet. Who do you think are going
Oh,
to go to the Elite Eight? Let's predict who's going to go to the Elite Eight based on what we know, not what's in your bracket. Forget
100%.
about your bracket for a second. Just go strictly off of what. If you, to be honest, I haven't seen some of these teams even play, so I'm gonna go off the top of the dome
All
with
right,
this. But
let's rapid fire. Okay, Alabama,
yeah,
San
Thursday.
Diego.
Oh, where are you at?
I'm just looking
All
at the
right.
bracket. I'm just gonna go through the bracket.
Oh.
Unless
All
you
right,
want to
Alabama.
do based on.
I was gonna go based on the day, so Thursday's games.
All right, cool. Michigan State,
Thir-
Kansas.
thir- Michigan State. I don't like Kansas State.
Jesus Christ. This guy's the emotional picker. Arkansas, UConn.
Yes, I. I'm gonna go UConn
FAU,
because
Tennessee.
Arkansas. No,
Oh,
never mind.
he has a
Yeah,
reason.
no, I don't. FAU,
FAU,
Tennessee. I got
Tennessee. Yeah.
Tennessee.
Even though FAU is 33-3.
I don't care.
You see this?
They barely beat
Oh,
Stanley Dickinson.
matchup of the day. We'll choose a matchup of the day. Gonzaga,
Yeah.
UCLA. I want to see if I had these two matching up. I think I did.
I want
Yeah, I
this. I
did. I
want
have Gonzaga.
Gonzaga to keep it moving.
I have Gonzaga playing out because I think I went through some stats and I think they're higher ranked in the tournament. They have less. I think they might, besides Houston, have the lowest win efficiency rate. So let's hope that they can
Well,
pull it
their conference stinks.
together. Is that what? Wait, who are you choosing?
Gonzaga, but yeah, they play in a terrible conference.
Um,
Anyways,
then
Friday's games:
Friday.
San Diego State,
Okay.
Alabama.
Yes, and
Who's
then
that?
Miami, Houston.
I got
This is
Bama.
Miami.
I got Miami. Upset.
Save. That is my big matchup. I have Houston winning in my bracket from a pure
Hmm.
Houston kind of just has all the ball in their court basically in this matchup.
Yeah.
But I'm rooting for Florida, or Miami, excuse me, mostly because my
Miami
bracket is fried and I could care less. Um,
Right.
I could really actually just care less who wins. Princeton,
I want
we
Princeton to keep the juice flowing,
like
baby.
like
I want
a
them to
weaker.
beat Creighton.
I think it's a strength of schedule thing. I think what it takes. They've proven the last. They're not just here for the scenery. They're here to compete. So
Mhm.
maybe something big for them. Final matchup of the Sweet 16, Xavier, Texas. Another big one. I think Xavier's gonna pull it out. I don't know.
I think Texas will win. Those are our predictions. Did you even predict the Michigan State, Kansas State,
I didn't
Arkansas,
predict.
UConn games?
I did not predict the first three because I thought we were just gonna go one at a time. But I agree with the Michigan State. I think UConn's gonna win, and Tennessee because I think Tennessee just has
Nice.
they had the
Oh, we
momentum
agree.
going. They came off a big win against who did they just beat? Oh, Duke.
Who?
So
Yeah, Tennessee
Duke.
just.
So
Yep.
we'll see. That's how much madness goes though on the Bulls news.
That's gonna be our Elite Eight. Bulls news. They're in the play-in right now. They're sitting in the 10 spot. They're in the play-in. I think the way it works out is they play the Heat if at the end of the season for the play-in game, or is it more of a round robin? I don't even remember.
I don't know.
Or is it the 7 plays the 10, 8 plays the 9? I don't know how that works. Or does 7 play 8 and 9 plays 10?
I
I
feel
don't
like
know.
it'd be smarter if it was just round robin, but I don't know. I don't know how the plan works.
I don't either. But I think the Bulls will. They're starting to cook. They're 6-4 over their last 10. I mean, they're playing decent basketball right now. I think Zach Levine's finally found his
Well, we'll
his
say this in their
his.
what was their
form.
last win?
Their last win was
It was a big one.
yesterday against the Heat, 113 to 99.
Excuse me. Timberwolves 131 to
A
139.
140.
I'm gonna check the stats, but I'm not almost. I'm basically positive that DeMar DeRozan and Zach Levine combined for 80 points, I believe.
Almost
70,
70,
79.
78,
Is it 79?
78.
78 of
Yeah.
yeah.
DeMar dropped
78 of
49 and Zach dropped 39.
yeah.
But
That's just
I mean, those two are ridiculous. If we just,
and what I'm worried about is DeMar talked about it
he's gonna
and
burn out again,
well, not only that, but
relying on
he
those
might
two
want out.
players. Oh
He
yeah,
might want out.
yeah, and I think
I don't blame him.
I don't. I mean, I don't either. Uh, yeah. I mean, I don't blame him. Why would you want to stick around?
It's a burn the boats type situation for the Bulls.
Yeah,
All of a
so they're
sudden.
6-4. I mean, they're coming off of wins against the Nuggets, the Rockets, who aren't very good. They lost to the Kings, which was a decent game. They actually tied it up and then gave up a game-winning three. So it's not like they weren't in the game and they didn't have a chance to
Yeah.
win. They beat the Timberwolves. That score was insane, 139 and 131. Hopefully you had the over. And then the Bulls beat the Heat. So, I mean, they're coming off a good basketball, but they got back-to-backs against the 76ers, who are the hottest team in basketball right now at 9-1. in their last 10.
They're still behind the Bucks, though, correct?
Yes, but I don't think they're trailing by much. They are 2.5 games back, and who knows? They could pick up 2 games against these Bulls. We'll see what the Bulls do.
Yeah,
But
it's kind of crunch
the
time for the NBA right
the
now.
thorn in the side of the Bulls has and will continue to be Joel Embiid. The guy has career games against us, and now we got to suit up against them back-to-back games.
Yeah.
I think he loves playing against the Bulls.
Oh, did you see Joel Embiid? His MVP odds over a week went from Jokic was, I think, minus 250.
Mhm.
He was plus 400. And over his last 10 games, he's now minus 400, and Jokic is plus 250. I don't know if you've looked at his recent games.
I have. He's
Let's
dropping.
see.
I mean, he was 30 and
Yeah.
13, 38 and 13, 31 and
30.
7,
Yeah.
uh,
31, 38, 36,
36.
39. I mean, that's 34, 39, 39, 42, 31, 35, 27, 41.
He's playing. He's tippable. Tip,
Extremely. I mean,
tippable
we're
mean.
look at this. 31 7 7, 38 13 15, 36 18 3, 34 8 4, 39 7 4. I mean,
Mhm.
just tippable.
Mhm.
Absolutely
And
tippable.
if they get the number 1 seed, I think he actually has a decent shot at winning this MVP. Just saying. Or is it Joker's three-peat? We'll find out. There's not that many games
I
left
know.
in the season.
No, there is not. What are we
Um,
at? 72? 10 left?
mm, the Bulls
I think so.
are 30, 33 and 37. Yeah, 12 games left.
Well, depends on team, but I think around 10 to 12. Because I thought the Warriors were 36 and 36.
I have no idea what the Warriors are. The Bucks are 51 and 20. The
Yeah, the
Sixers
Warriors are 36 and 36. So we're
9, 10,
around the
11.
10.
Yeah,
Yeah,
9, 10, 11,
10
12.
games.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So definitely crunch time for the Bulls. Let's hope they
Definitely.
can keep it
They
to
have
10.
they're in the 10th spot with by 2.5 games, or not 2.5, 1.5 games. So these two against the 76ers are important if they want to be in this play and if they want to be in the playoffs. But then again, that leaves us playing either the Sixers or the Bucks. So pick your poison.
Yeah, there you go.
Moving on. You want to move on to the
Well, do you want to do hockey first? That's
yeah,
what I was gonna.
that's
Yeah,
the
I
only
feel like
segment.
hockey might have a little less going on than the
I
men's.
mean, less. They're tank for Connor Bedard. They've won like 3 out of their last 7 games. Why are you winning at all? I mean,
Yeah, at this point.
they beat Nashville, which wasn't supposed to happen. They whooped on Boston, which wasn't supposed to happen. I mean, stop it. They beat Ottawa 5-0. Like, what are you guys doing? We need
We'll
Connor
be all right.
Bedard. Although, like we said before, in all honesty, it's the lottery system, and I don't think our luck's gonna be that good. But who knows? Maybe if we're not even the worst team in the NHL. I don't think right now.
Bro, what is this? This is the weirdest. My thing is giving me facts right now. I'm just gonna read them off. Since 1994, the home rink is the United Center. I just looked up Chicago Bulls scores, and this is what's coming up. The Blackhawks became the eighth team in NFL history to win the President's Trophy and Stanley Cup in the same season.
Hmm. Look at you.
Hockey God. We need to get my friend Nick on here for a hockey segment.
Mm, we can do that.
He won't do it, but
Oh,
he is a hockey player. So.
well, Nick, if you're
Anyways,
listening, bring your ass on the box.
Nick, please. Hopefully, we maybe have an announcement coming soon for a sponsored segment of the week.
Yep.
Um, any other news on hockey though?
Nah, I didn't even care to talk about
Ah, now on to the good stuff. The WBC. Screw spring training.
it. Hey,
Screw it. Nobody.
one comment about spring training I do want to talk about is I think Oscar Colas is making the White Sox.
Also, scary moment. I don't know if you saw the
Which
game
one?
today.
What happened?
Relax, please. USA. Kyle Schwarber, bottom of the eighth. Kyle Schwarber hits a nice little tapper out to shallow left left ish behind third base. Yoan Moncada collides with the left fielder, and he goes down. He goes down. Not excited to see. It wasn't a terrible collision. He was holding something. He was like in a heap. So hoping all the best. So we'll see. Robert goes 2 for 5 or something, but Yoan Moncada, hoping.
Did they pull him out of the game?
I don't know because it was. Well, I'll tell you this much: they caught it for the last out of the bottom of the eighth, and it was 3 up, 3 down in the ninth.
Oh,
So
okay. So
they
it's
didn't
not
even
even
have a
a game.
chance to pull him out. I'm gonna share my screen real quick. All right, here we go. These are the standings. World Baseball Classic, as we saw everything play out. My personally, I've watched basically every game in air quotes. I haven't watched a ton of Pool D. I saw the Dominican Republic Puerto Rico game to make it out of the first round.
Hmm.
But the most exciting group for me to watch so far has been Pool A. Mostly because it was really fun. Every team was super competitive. As you can see, everyone goes 2-2 in that group.
I mean,
Uh,
my Netherlands. You start off 2-0. You're riding high. You're gonna make it out. Probably number one, and then you lose your next to Chinese
but
Taipei
I think
and
yeah,
Panama.
uh-huh,
They beat Italy and Cuba, the two that make it out.
yeah,
What? Come on, Netherlands.
yeah.
They wore their
Pool B kind of
wooden clubs that
dominated
day.
by yeah, kind of dominated by
Oh
Japan.
yeah, Australia played well too.
What basically everyone expected.
Mhm.
Korea loses 22, or excuse me, Korea beats China 22 to 2, I believe, and forces China to have to re-qualify for the next World Baseball Classic.
Wow.
Yep. This one wasn't the most entertaining baseball wise, but it was really fun to watch. It was fun to watch the Czech Republic get a win. It was cool to see
Hmm.
the Korea Australia game was good. It was really cool to see Japan just kind of dominate with the talent that they have on
Yeah,
their team.
incredible.
Um, Next we have Pool C, the pool that I was following the most.
Mhm.
Great Britain, Thompson, I think I don't know. I'm not gonna even attempt to think of his first name because I'm not sure. Brother of Clay Thompson. Yes, I have to look this up now. Hold up.
Trace Thompson?
'Cause
Yeah,
yes,
he
that's
played
that's
for the
his
White
brother, right?
Sox. Yeah.
He played on Great Britain's team and hit a leadoff home run against the U.S.
Oh,
I was babysitting. I was watching it on their big ass 80-inch TV. I saw the home run in all its glory, and I was like, "Well, shit." But then we have a nice comeback. We smoke Canada 12-2. We
smoked him.
beat Colombia. We beat Colombia, but we lose to Mexico 7-2. And Mexico looking kind of final in this tournament. They beat a team that was ranked way higher than Puerto Rico in the
Hmm.
quarterfinal, 5-4. If you see up here,
Hmm.
but we'll talk about that later on. But this pool was basically the only team that we thought. I don't know if I don't remember our predictions coming in,
What?
but I think we predicted Cuba, Panama, Japan, Australia, U.S., Colombia, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic. So we
I
are what, two for
predicted
four,
I
2 for 4.
predicted Netherlands and Cuba. So, and then I predict Australia and Japan. And then
Yeah,
I
and we both
predicted
chose. I think you chose
we-
Colombia. I don't know what happened
I
with
did
Colombia.
say
I thought they were
Colombia. I
gonna.
did say US Colombia because I didn't want Mexico in there, but Mexico's playing fantastic.
Nice to see, and
And
and,
then
and as stated before, they don't. Now, obviously, they have some good talent, but very obviously,
I'm
coming in, they were kind of a sleeper.
yeah,
They were kind of a
yeah, and
sleeper.
then I'm taking a bow. I'm taking a bow for the next prediction when I said well, I we thought Dominican Puerto Rico, but I said Venezuela was going to make it competitive, and I wouldn't be surprised if I saw Venezuela make it out of there. Run the
Yeah.
run
And we're
episode 1 of the podcast. I'll take my
we're
bow
gonna
now.
have to. I'm gonna have to talk to Mikey the next time I see him because all he did was he was riding the Dominican Republic, and they flaunted. I'm
Oh,
gonna be honest. They had, and I don't know if you saw that game, the Puerto Rico Dominican Republic game to move on. Best game I've seen this whole tournament. But I want to say it's the U.S. game against Venezuela, which we will get to that momentarily. But
pitching's
I, that's the
awful.
that's the best game. That is the best game I have seen all tournament. Was the Dominican Republic Puerto Rico game?
Nice.
Masterclass, masterclass. Um, yeah, so there it goes for the group standings. So now we're gonna move up here to the pool play, which has been updated for the USA's 14-2 win over Cuba today. Cuba barely beats Australia in a 4-3 game. Puerto Rico loses to Mexico.
Is that
I
for
believe
you?
Puerto Rico had the lead, but they end up losing to
4-0.
Mexico, who's playing out of their minds. So, the USA Venezuela game. Well, we'll talk about Italy Japan first. Um, kind of what we suspected,
Yeah.
right? Um, but cool to see Italy kind of put up a little bit of a fight. But we're talking about, in my opinion, right now, the hottest team, maybe second hottest. This is really, to be honest, the way this worked out couldn't have been any better for the U.S. I'm going to be honest because um, it pins it so that two out of the top three, well, I guess if there's only four left and three of them are top teams, but it makes it that the U.S.
Mhm.
is on the other side of the bracket from two out of the best three teams that are left so far. So we got to play the easiest out of the remaining three. But yes, USA Venezuela. Trey Turner is the hero.
A hero.
He's the hero. He is the hero. Did you watch the game? I hope you watched the game.
No, I didn't watch the game.
Wow. Unbelievable. We'll talk about Trey Turner, but the U.S. crazy. Up 5-2. Um, gave up a shit ton of runs in I think the fifth inning, maybe. All I know is that the U.S. went up 3-0. Then Venezuela hit a 2-run home run. Then same inning by the way. It was Lance Lynn too.
Lance Lynn
Um,
gave it up?
Yep. He gave him a 3-run home run, and they took him out after two batters. I think he walked a single up the middle, and then a 2-run home run. So
Who
and
who hit
and
who hit uh Jose Altuve?
I don't know. That's what I was just about to say. Fractured hand has to undergo surgery.
Wow.
So that sucks. Anyways, Trey Turner's the hero. Hits a damn grand slam. To bring the USA to 9-7, and we kind of just hold out there for the last two innings or whatever it is. I mean, just kind of what you dream of if you're Trey Turner. There, that is the
Tim Anderson started the
biggest.
second, huh?
Yeah, he started again today too. He's had an okay tournament, not terrible, good enough to keep him there.
Yeah.
Um,
Goldschmidt.
over what's his face, but
McNeil.
McNeely or McNeil. I thought it was McNeely. Same difference. Batting champ though, two batting champs in second base.
Lance Lynn pitched 4 innings, gave up 2 runs, 2 of them earned. You sure it wasn't Bard that gave up those 4 runs in that 3-run home run?
I'm positive he gave up Lance Lynn gave up a 2-run home run in the first
Hmm.
inning. Then maybe he did go longer than I thought.
Went
But
4 innings, allowed 4 hits, 2 runs, 2 of them earned, 1
yeah,
walk, 2
then
strikeouts, 1 home run.
yeah, the home run was a 2-run home run in the first. I didn't know he went that deep. I thought they pulled him after he gave up the 2-run home run, but same difference. But
No,
no, you're correct. But he gave up the 4 runs.
Yeah.
But Lynn did in fact give up a home run in the first inning.
Yeah, and then
100%
went
positive.
3 scoreless after that.
No, I didn't know that. I thought they pulled him.
No.
Maybe it was just the highlights I was watching made it seem like they pulled him. Yeah, great game. We see USA Cuba today. US kind of just smoked them. 14 runs on 14 hits, I think. And crazy enough, if it'll pull up the stats when I click on this,
What do you
does
need?
it? The USA, or sorry, Cuba get double-digit hits here. Cuba get 12 hits on 2 runs on 12 hits.
Yep.
What's going on? How many runners are we leaving on base?
Lots.
right here for Cuba. Left on base, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 24 men left on base.
Can't win that way.
What? Yeah. So that's about that. Hoping to see what happens tomorrow between the USA
Mookie
and
Betts
Cuba.
played second today,
He played for the last inning. The
and
last inning
and
because
McNeil went
everyone
to
wanted.
right
Yeah, because I think they just wanted. He
play
was
new
talking about how he
positions.
wanted to play second. He literally just played. He got a double play actually to end the game. um,
Tippable out of the boy Betts.
Cool. Yeah. So tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central. Make sure you tune in to Mexico, Japan. Predictions. Pretty sure Japan's gonna pull this
I
out, but
want
it'd be cool to see a. It'd be
Mexico.
cool to see a U.S. Mexico
Ooh,
rematch.
ooh.
I think Japan would. And I was looking today.
Well,
There's only ever been one team that has two-peated in the WBC. Now there's only been what one, two. I think there's only been four. I think there's only been five, and Japan won the first two. So
do
the
you
USA is hoping to.
do they th- do they throw Shohei in this game, or do they throw him in the
Well,
championship?
I don't know what the WBC rules are because the WBC has, how they have that, they have the really wonky pitching rules
Do
too.
they?
Where like if you throw, yeah, in the WBC it's kind of like, I don't know if you know like little league baseball. If you throw more than 30 pitches, it's like a minimum 1 day rest. If you throw over 50 pitches, it's a minimum 4 day rest, and it's like a 65 pitch max.
So the probable starters are Sandoval out of Mexico and Sasaki. I don't even know who the hell that guy is.
Probably somebody
I don't
really
know.
good.
He's 1-0 with a 0 ERA and 8 Ks. So
Good night.
yeah,
All right.
I love how they have
Um,
Otani listed as a TWP, two-way player.
That's about it for my WBC. I don't know
Yeah.
if that's if you have any other
No, no,
comments,
no.
but
That's beautiful. The beautiful coverage of the WBC out of my boy Nerd Mac over there.
Tune in tomorrow. And the USA also lucked out with the first playoff game, so now they have a day for film or
Rest.
relaxation or whatever it is they do before. Although I think the championship game's in LA. Yes,
I don't have any idea.
I bet you it's right
If
there.
it's a
Hold on.
USA Mexico game in LA,
No,
then
it's in
easy.
Miami. It's in
Oh,
Miami.
easy.
But all the teams are in Miami. So I was gonna say but that makes sense because Japan played in obviously they hosted for their side of the bracket. I
Mhm.
believe the hosts this year were what, USA, Mexico, and just Japan, I think. But anyways, what I'm getting at is everyone's on a playing field time wise,
Mhm,
right? Like
mhm.
nobody's flying or
Right,
traveling or
right.
anything. No, that's about it for the WBC. We have one other small segment here. Going over the CDL, um,
Heart
Major Two, heartbreaking.
major threes.
Heart, excuse me, Major Three, very heartbreaking for me. I don't know if you want to go over your fantasy.
Oh, I didn't even look at it. How did I do?
I don't know. What day of the tournament did we miss? Just Sunday, yeah.
I think we missed Saturday too.
We're skipping Saturday. I don't. Oh yeah, we did miss Saturday, Sunday. We'll do them both. But to be honest, we're not looking at any scores and stuff except for the championship match. To be honest with you guys, because this is a lot of damn games. We're talking about
Well, I did pretty damn good.
if we missed Saturday and Sunday, we're talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 matches we have to go over. So I'm already 115. So we're just gonna go through the matches for you.
Yep.
Okay. First match, Optic Texas, Florida. Optic kind of outplays Florida pretty easily. They win it 3-1. Seattle Atlanta, big game. They win in 5. Toronto Boston. Toronto also wins in 5. I think it was a pretty decisive game 5. Don't really remember. But now we start to see Optic heat up. We're going to see Optic a lot starting now. They 3-1 Surge.
Hmm.
They destroy Surge in the first game, destroy him in the second game, and this is kind of Surge's thing. It's been throughout the year where they kind of get smoked, and then they somehow in the third game just like get the power of a god like a god squad and just smoke the team into control, and then
Mhm.
come back and lose in the hard point anyways. That's what happened here. Um, Vegas get 3-0 by Breach pretty decisively. I think that's kind of just the Vegas being Vegas there.
Yeah.
Uh, on a note, who was it? Um, Somebody. I'm looking at these teams. There was somebody on one of these teams that was rated a 15. Oh, Arcides for his major 2 rating got a 59, the lowest of the year so far.
Really?
59 overall. I'll look it up for you right now.
Who's the highest? Scrappy?
The highest ever was or this year was a 99. Hold on.
Or we could look up ratings?
Yeah. Scrap got a 99.
Yep.
Kleenex got a 93. Hixie got an 82. Insight got an 80.
What shots he get?
Shotzi got a 91. Bruce got a 91. Hook got an 83. And Dan Ghosty got a 79. Nero got a 95. Beans got a 93. Big Wake got an 83. And Vivid got an 81.
That's high rating for not even
Uh,
making it to the final.
Really? You about to hear this? Pred got a 99. Sib got a 93. Now remember, this is cumulative stats. This is stage and playoffs, like the stage and the actual LAN. It's not just LAN. Sib got 93. Mac got an 80. Accuracy got a 78. Clayster got a
Accuracy was
90.
terrible.
Temp got a 78. TJ got a 69. Turio got a
TJ's
65.
TJ is just. I
Dylan
think to
Envoy
be
gets
honest with you, Two Real's been playing way better than TJ.
Yeah, they gotta get TJ out of there. I'm gonna be honest. They gave him the chance. He's good at S&D, but he kind of brings the team down. I think they
Yep.
should get rid of him. Maybe they don't. Dylan Envoy gets an 87, only one to break 80 on LAT. Kenny gets a 78. Sam Octane LaRue, gets a
All right.
75, and Draza
Okay.
gets a 69. And here we go, the big one.
Mm.
Assault gets an 81. AC gets a 74. Jodeci's gets a 74, and Arcides gets a 59. He had a 1.0 hardbreak KD, 0.76 S&D KD, and 0.78 control. He was in the bottom 62% for kills per 10 minutes, bottom 50% for kills hell time every 10 minutes. He was in the 56th percentile for damage every 10 minutes. S&D, he was in the 54th percentile for kills per round, 60th percentile for first bloods. First bloods, he got 11 first bloods and was first blooded 15 times.
Yeah.
Damage around, he was in the 58th percentile. Kills per 10 minutes in control, he was 50th. Deaths per 10 minutes, he was in the 81st percentile with 16 deaths every 10 minutes. And damage per 10 minutes, he was in the 50th percentile. And let me know, the lowest percentile is 50th for these stats. So 50 is as low as you can go.
Wow.
So he was lowest for hill time, kills around in S&D, kills per 10 minutes in control, and damage per 10 minutes in control. Wow. That's bad.
Follow suit. Follow methods. Follow Scump. Hang it up.
Yeah. Final team, the Royal Ravens, nasty. We see him have a really good tournament, 90 overall.
Nasty played.
Scraps gets an 82. Asim gets a 72. Had a few off series, whatever. And Paul X gets a 67. Get him out of there.
Out. We talked about that last week.
Just get him out, man. And that'll do it for
Blow it
now
up.
for those. That's all they've posted. FaZe versus Toronto Ultra, they get 3-1. And then we kind of see a reign of Optic for the next
Yep.
few hours. Optic 3-1 Breach. Then Optic 3-1 FaZe in glorious fashion. 100-point clubbing them in the first game, winning in my opinion, my favorite hotel control of the year in game 4. Just kind of lose the search because that's kind of what FaZe does these days.
100%.
And then Toronto, I don't really want to talk about this for too long, but we'll go over the scores here. Toronto,
See,
Optic, we kind of threw.
pumped. We're up 2-0, right?
Yeah,
We're up
we're up.
2-0.
Right, we're excuse me.
we're
No, we're up
tied.
2-1.
2-1. Yeah.
2-1. We win the fortress control. We win the control, or we win the fortress. hard point and the control. We get smoked to the hard point, whatever. It's 2-2. We are up 5-2 in the search and destroy, and we lose. We
What's
lose.
That's been our problem, right? We've gone
And
4-0,
I talked about it on the day it
5-2.
happened. I told you Dan Ghosty does not need to challenge out
No.
Kitchen in that
What was
round.
he doing?
He does it.
Neither does
He challenges
Shotzi.
out. They have bombed down. We're chowing out. We're getting over aggressive, and we lose. And we lose composure.
Neither.
We go to an El Estilo control. We get defense, and we just can't get it. It's as simple as a few big mistakes that compile to us losing the game, losing momentum, and the series and the major.
I,
I
w-
don't know.
I was listening to another podcast that said before the stage, before the main event, before the bracket, whatever, why would anybody play Optic on Hydro? So when I saw the map choice, I'm like, this is it. We're going up 3-1, and then all we got to do is
Yeah.
win one out of the next two, and they're a damn good control team. Uh, and and they threw in Hydro.
Yeah, we got out rotated almost. It was kind of like New Hill pops. We got out rotated. We hit Hill. We realized we're not going to be able to break it. We go to new, and our new setup gets broken. It was like
Instantly.
we were early rotating, but then getting out rotated on our early
Yeah.
rotates, and then we couldn't regain Hill,
Yep.
and that just kind of happened the whole time. Yeah, unfortunate though. That's about that. Nothing on the CDL this week. No updates on players being dropped or moved.
Nope. None.
So to be honest, kind of quick from us.
Yeah.
Regain moment of the week. Unless you have any other final comments on the CDL.
I think just one quick saying about Optic. I was excited about the Dan Ghosty call up, but moving forward, I don't think he's on this roster next year. That's all.
Same with Hook. I think right
Neither
now we're
one of
just
them.
kind of plugging.
Yep.
I think we're just plugging holes until we can either get a superstar or one of them proves that they're like. I said it before in last week's listen. Hook brings the energy, and he has those big time plays, but it's like once in a blue moon, and it's like that's cool, but we need that all the time.
Right.
Obviously, people have off games. I'm not going to sit here and be like, you need to be, championship caliber 1.4 is every game. But we're talking about a Dan Ghosty that's coming off a 1.5 in challengers. A 1.5?
Mm-hmm.
That's absurd. And then he's coming back and is having a hard time dropping ones. And it's like,
Yeah.
what are we doing? So, I don't know.
I'm just excited to see Shotzi and Dashy hit their stride. Like Shotzi's done nothing but improve.
Yeah.
I mean, you see,
And Bruce has kind of just been Bruce this whole year. He's kind of been
he's,
he's hard carried us.
he's
Major 2, I don't think we even get top 4 if he doesn't kind of hard carry us through a lot of that. The phase win,
yeah.
the phase win Major 2 to even make it top
And
bracket.
like you said, he shows up on the big stage. He was for Major 3 overall 1.1 KD.
There you go.
Stage 3 1.0, Major 2 1.06, Stage 2 1.12. But Shotzi's done nothing but improve. Stage 1 0.96, Major 1 1.07, Stage 2 0.96, Major 2 1.0. And here you go. Here's the big jump. Stage 3 1.13, Major 3 1.07. So I'm excited to see him continue to grow. He's still young. He's still only
Yeah.
21.
hmm
I think
Same with Bruce.
Bruce is 23.
But still, I'm saying they're both young, not he's
Yeah, yeah,
21.
yeah. And what's Scrappy? Scrappy's 21 too, right?
Yeah.
Ghosty's 20, but
But guess what? Scrappy's not a Halo World Champion, is he?
no, but Shotzi is.
Anthony.
Thomas
Wait, that's
Scrappy
true.
Ernst.
Fuck that guy, man. Man,
One
Scrap,
plus
we got
one
beef,
A,
boy. We got beef, boy.
and that guy can play.
Yeah. He's I think he's rookie of the year if you ask
Yeah,
me.
there's
We're
no
already
doubt about
halfway
it.
through the season.
There's no doubt about it. I don't think anybody's gonna even come close.
Yeah.
You might as well just. He
We
might
could
as well.
we could sit here and be like, maybe Dan goes
No
Steve, but
shot.
nah. He's definitely rookie of the year. So congrats on that. And congrats on the major. Hicksy, becomes the first,
Player
sorry,
since
excuse me, second player.
the
Well,
first
second player all time, first
player
since
since
Scumpy
Stumpy.
2011 MLG Dallas to be the rookie to win in their first
First,
ever LAN event. So congrats to him, the king. Yeah, CDL kind of quick today, but to be honest, it was over a week ago that this happened, and just kind of just trying to move on. So, regain moment of the week, Bronx.
I already forgot mine. But
I'll do
let me just say it
I'll do
anyways.
mine real quick.
I'll say mine.
Oh, okay.
I thought
You
I thought I told you what it was before the show started, but I think I went with the Chicago Bears, right? The lost full lost
Oh,
to the
yes,
Bears,
yes, yes,
and the
yes.
regain was their free agent signings. You know, they let Roquan Smith go. That was my loss full. I was pissed off. I was angry, but then they come back and they sign two linebackers for the price of that one linebacker with Tremaine Edmonds and TJ Edwards out of Philly. Both of those players were on playoff teams last year. Obviously, the Eagles went to the Super Bowl, so he knows what it's like in big moments and he knows how to play. And Tremaine Edmonds has been in AFC Championship the last 2 years. I don't know if they were in this past last, whatever, but they've been in big games. They're good players. Edmonds is a really young, all pro caliber. My brain has regained. I personally have regained, and I'm looking forward to what they're going to continue to do, what they're going to do in the draft, and how exciting this team is going forward into the future. That is my regain moment of the week.
My regain moment of the week is USA versus Venezuela. Trey Turner is the hero.
He
We
is
see the
him.
USA kind of lose all composure, and from a USA fan myself, I was not feeling good at all. Then we come up, Trey Turner hits a grand slam to left field. Wow. I mean, I was jumping, I was yelling. It
Keep the
was
ball.
just great to see. Unbelievably tippable. Um, on a 2-0 pitch too, I believe.
I didn't even know that Trey Turner had power like that. TA was on base, wasn't he?
Now you know he was on third base.
Yeah, buddy.
So I only know that because in the video you see him going crazy running in from third or whatever. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's my regain moment of the week is Trey Turner hitting his home run and helping regain the USA for their big win over Venezuela to put him up.
Love it. Any other world
Yeah,
news here?
closing world news closing. Oh, on some world news, Vladimir Putin has now been formally charged by the World Judge Commission or whatever it's
Really?
called for war crimes. But the only issue is he's been charged, but nobody's going to arrest him because the court has said that they are prosecuting him, they're
Hmm.
charging him, but
Hmm.
they need cooperation from a country to basically they're pressing charges, but they need a country to third party and go arrest him. And nobody's going to go arrest him. So that's a world news for you. Vladimir
So
Putin's been
yeah,
charged
are
with
they
war
knocking on the door?
crimes.
Hey, best
Yeah.
military in the world, USA. Are you guys gonna go do that for us, please?
Yeah. Sorry, we don't want to get nuked.
Yeah.
So trying to think. I think that's about it for like big world news, I guess, that I've heard about. I don't know. You got anything?
I didn't hear that. I did not hear
You
that.
didn't
And
hear that? That's
no,
crazy.
that's insane.
Yeah. So let's see if any
Uh,
country, I guess, steps in to arrest Vladimir Putin.
I don't know that that will happen, but well, I don't know.
Maybe that'll be
That's
our
what it is.
regain moment of the week. Vladimir Putin arrested. But all right, that's it for us today. This will be, I guess, I don't know what edition podcast, episode 3. We're gonna make sure we will get another episode out this week. I swear. I don't
Yes.
know what we'll have
Yes.
to talk about, but we're gonna make up for missing this weekend.
Well, actually, we're thinking about getting. Actually, we can announce this now. We're gonna get our boy, my team neutral leader warrior, as our very first guest on the podcast. We're gonna make that happen, and basically,
Yes,
instead of the
sir.
CDL, we're gonna talk about the state of mobile gaming
Yes, the state of
and
mobile
how he
gaming.
feels about that.
He a we'll plug his stuff in the
Oh,
description. If you
absolutely,
want to know about mobile gaming this time and when he's on, go to him.
neutral warrior
Warrior. He's
on
my guy,
everything.
man. He's my guy.
He's the
Taught me
he's,
the correct PC settings for COD Mobile.
yes,
So bless up.
yes. All right.
Yeah. All right, that's about it for
Right.
today. Have a good day, night,
Night. Have a
whatever
good
you
night.
say. Yeah, whatever time of day
Whatever
is
the time
for
of the
you.
day it is for you,
All right,
we're out of
that
here.
is episode 3.
Adios.